But given the events of today, that's kind of understandable in my head. So, yes, Grace for getting her nails done whilst watching this.
Pick a pretty color, Grace.
Get
I
bright
think you should go
color.
with like a scarlet or like a really bright sort of
That
killer
ramp.
box red.
Hello, everybody. We are
Hello.
here with the top 7 for Trinity Survivor Nonary games. Now, sitting here tonight with his 3rd immunity this season, cannot go home tonight. He's not on camera, though. JJ. There he is.
What's up, guys?
JJ, how does it feel? Safe again, can't go home tonight. As you know, 7 is usually a pretty pivotal round in Survivor.
Yeah, I'm not usually great at immunities. I'm usually like decent, but not like winning them. So I was very surprised to win again. And especially with the challenge, I didn't feel like I had done great. But I was really happy, obviously, when I heard that I'd won. So I'm very happy.
All right. So, Michael, it's getting down to the end of the game. So, at what point do people start looking at what they got to do to get there and to get there with the right people?
Oh, you really wanted to set that up tonight, didn't you, Julian? You really wanted to set that up tonight, didn't you? So let's just jump into it then. I wish I could see the smile on JJ's face right now too, because so apparently I'm the vote tonight. So had a conversation just before this, and apparently Justin has decided that he's going to cast his vote for me tonight. And I understand what you're doing, Justin, but that's just, you can feel however you want, but I'm on the other side of it now, so it's a little different. So I love you. That's not going to change. Absolutely. I've talked about how I can separate game from the personal relationships that I develop here. But at the same time, I'm still going to want to fight for my life. And I know I'm not talking to Carson or JJ on this one because they're going to stick with whatever they do. So I'm talking to Justin and possibly John, who have up until about like 20 minutes ago, pretty much been quiet with me all day, which I get. It's hard to talk to people when you're going to cast your vote for them. So if I'm the person going out tonight, which I think for the Batoku is a bad move, but I think that the only solid thing that we have here is the 5 Batoku members. And I know Zach's enjoying every single second of this. And that it's this, the 5 Batoku is the solid way. By breaking up the Batoku, I'm just going to sit back and watch and see which, if not both of the remaining Jirenma people make it to the final 2 in the end here. Because, yeah, I came close to beating JJ today. Missed it by 3 seconds, which I'm still... when this is over, JJ, I want to see your video because I want to see what the technique was and how you did that, because I moved pretty damn fast by that 3 seconds, and I got a big mouth to fill here, so I can get a lot of water in there. But I think that it's the opportunity to really reconsider what you're doing. Please keep me. I know that, Justin, that you said that you thought you were on the bottom of Batoku, and I can guarantee you, and like I said before, that I texted you before, I swear on my mom, you weren't on the bottom, but you need to do
who was?
You do for this. Even outside of it being me, strategically, I think it's a bad move, because we've all seen, regardless of whether it's this game or other great games, or even on the show itself, the minute you split up a solid alliance, it all falls to hell real quick.
It's
Can I
solid.
rebuttal?
I think
Can I
that
rebuttal? Can I rebuttal?
in a second. I will stop talking in a second. But
Okay.
I'm just gonna, like everybody else, fight for your life. Never stop fighting until the votes are cast. And I'm just gonna ask that Justin and John reconsider and keep me tonight. If not, I'll have my final words later. So I apologize for taking up so much, but the floor is somebody else's.
I'm just gonna like quickly rebuttal. You say so, like someone just said. You say and you swear in your mom's life, which is something I don't really like appreciate in games because that
I
means
didn't
like
say on her life. I just said I swear on my mom. I would
I will
never.
still. Sorry,
That's
I'll take
fine.
I'll take back my wording. You just said you swore on your mom, and that's something I don't like really like to bring in games. But I get you have your opinions, you have your feelings, but I also have mine. And here you are literally saying in the open in front of all the other Batoku that I am supposedly not in the bottom. If I'm not in the bottom, then who is? Like, that's exactly like someone else just said that. And I was like, that's a good point. Like, if I'm not in the bottom, then who is? Like, I believe what I'm doing for myself tonight is a good move for me. And if you don't agree with it, of course, like I get that. And you're on the bottom, like you're not on the bottom, but like you're the one getting
I'm going
the
home
votes
tonight. That's
and,
what it is. Yeah.
mhm. And I just believe I want to do what's best for me here. I am trying not to get emotional about this as I am a very emotional player, but what I'm doing tonight, it hurts me. But I believe for my game, I do believe that I am on the bottom of Batoku. You guys can try to deny that all you want. I get that. But I'm trying to position myself where I believe I can get further in this game. And I'm going to do what I have to do at the end of the day because I'm here to win. And I'm very sorry. Like Michael, like you said, I love you too. Like nothing will change that. But game wise, I believe you have played probably the best game. You have been really social, strategic, and you've had a lot of say in the votes, and that's threatening to me. And if I'm going to push myself further, I want to take out someone who I believe can destroy anyone in the end. So I hope you can respect that, and I hope you guys can at least respect that I was honest with y'all. I didn't leave y'all in the dark like you guys did to me. I'm sorry if I was a little cold today or dry, but I was, as I said, like I was cleaning my house, I was mopping, like I was doing the dishes, like I was just trying to like focus like on my house for when my mom gets home. So I'm sorry about that. I should have been a little more active and I could have been on more calls. So I do apologize. But at the end of the day, I love you. Nothing personal, but I got to do what's best for my game. And I hope you can respect that.
So I will, the one thing that I will say to that, Justin, is that I do not want to discount your feelings at all, but out of all of the rest of Batoku, you're the only person that I have another chat with outside of the main chat. So that's literally what I consider the closeness of our relationship. That having that chat outside of the Batoku strong chat that we have, but or Batoku some whatever it is that we call it now. But so that's all I got to say. I know that you're doing, and I know that the conversation has pretty much been dominated by me and Justin, but that doesn't leave out there that John, I'm also appealing to you here, and I've said that several times to reconsider and keep me tonight, because Batoku is the only way that we can guarantee that one of the remaining 4 of you would make it to the end. If not, I'm very prepared to sit back in the jury with Zach and Brandon right now and watch the rest of the Batoku join us and see JJ and Carson in the end there. So.
Well, Carson, I'm coming to you anyway. So we're hearing a lot about Bitoku 5. There's 2 Jirenma left. And of those 2, can't be JJ tonight. So Carson, where does that put you?
Oh boy, do I have a lot to say.
I'm sure
for starters, there is a core on Batoku. It's Jason, Callum, and Michael. It's very clear. So for them to use the argument that, worry about the Jirenma too. By the way, as you might be able to tell, JJ and I haven't been on the best terms the last 2 rounds. But anyways, going to a final 5 with just Batoku is absolutely stupid for John and Justin, who will just get 5th or 4th, because Jason and Michael are ride or dies, and Callum doesn't have a brain of his own. So those 3 are going to vote together.
Okay, I'm sorry. Personal attacks are just completely off here.
Absolutely not.
That's just
I'm not saying it's personal.
No, when you say that he doesn't have a brain of his own, That's a personal
That is
attack.
personal.
And
I
I've
didn't
always said in
mean
these
it.
games that
Oh,
I will
wow.
not stand by and let somebody do that. That's just
it wasn't
wrong,
a personal
Carson.
attack. I'm saying that
It
he followed
is.
your
If
orders
anybody in this
entire
game, Carson, if anybody in this game had said you didn't have a brain of your own, you would take it personally, and don't think you wouldn't. So I'm standing up for that. That was that was definitely a low blow right there, and I'm sorry, I can't stand by that.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean
Especially
it
considering
personally.
I've had your back in the times that we've spoken. I've had your back. You know,
Have you
I
had
had
my
your
back?
back with.
Yes or no? No, you haven't.
Sorry.
When have you had
I
my
was-
back in this game?
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I didn't have to go with the plan. You know, that little fucking group idea that you had about voting for Zach, where you went against Jarenda because you wanted to vote out Zach, which I know was your idea. I stuck with that. Yes, okay, fair enough. That is one move in a game, but the point still stands, Carson. You know, I didn't have to stick with. I didn't have to, you know, do that. I mean, admittedly, I'm not going to lie. I didn't do it for you, but at the same time, you know,
Yeah, well,
I know it was your idea.
yeah,
You know, I know
Carson,
it was your idea.
I'll put it out there. Zach, guess what? Carson was super excited when you decided to misplay your idol. Let's be
Can I explain
real.
that round?
Let's be
Because
real.
clearly people are putting words into my mouth. So let me explain that.
I
At
mean,
Final
not-
9, I felt as though my opinion was not being heard by Jarenma. So I went to Michael and Jason and protected them at Final 9. Jason very easily could have gotten idled out, and I helped him. And then the following round, I was put to shit. Those people didn't give a fuck about me. So yeah, naturally, I'm going to be mad because they were helped by me and then literally didn't give a fuck at Final 8. And then at this round, they have the audacity to just ditch me again. Like, I literally helped you two at Final 9. And then you literally tossed me to the side. So please don't act like you are not in the wrong here. I
Beginning to
understand
think
that
we
my
made the
words
wrong
are
move at Final
strong.
8, to be honest.
And Callum, I do want to apologize if what I said was personal. I know it came across that way, but it wasn't. But I just want to say that it's very frustrating when I try to help people and then they literally just slap me in the face the round after. Did that or did that not happen, Michael and Jason?
Oh, I'm going to say that easily that we decided to do something different that round. But your
Why?
motivation. Wait, no,
I
no,
literally helped you.
Okay, your motivation was that you felt that you weren't being heard in your tribe. Our
Yes.
motivation was to keep Batoku here. We had different. We wanted the same thing, but we wanted it for different reasons.
But it just doesn't make sense that I literally risked my game to help you and you didn't care about that at all.
We're all
Like, I
here to
literally
play
was
our own
willing-
game.
I was
We're all
literally
here to play
willing
our own game, and that's exactly what we're doing. That's what you did.
I
That's
was
what we
literally
did.
willing to vote Brandon, but you chose to fill me in 5 minutes before tribal council. Like, I would have,
I don't
if you
believe
just
for a
shared
minute
your
we're gonna
opinion
vote
with me,
Brandon
I would have
Lane, to be honest.
respected it. Like, I'm sorry that I'm very frustrated right now. It's just that, like, when I tried to help you guys and then you still shot me down for no reason, like, naturally it's going to make me a little mad. I'm sorry.
Well,
but
okay, so you may have
I'm sorry.
chosen to help us, but
Wow.
the help was for you. We were secondary to that.
protected
It wasn't.
Jason from
You
an
weren't
idol play. How
saving
is that
our games. You
We
weren't
were
saving our
doing you a
games. You were
favor
trying
by
to
giving
save
you
your
a
own
voice.
game.
no, I didn't want to play with Zach. He was trying to control everything. I was trying to find a group that heard my opinion. Am I right or am I right?
Yeah, for you. You wanted. You were trying to do something for you, and that's what
Because
we
I had
all
no one. I felt like I had no one. As evident by me turning on Jarenma.
And also, with regards to voting out Brandon, after the conversation I had with you the morning before that happened, I don't believe, I personally, for every single second of that, Carson, and I'm sorry to say, to me, that's complete bullshit.
Well, I'm gonna go on mute. Someone else can talk. That's all I have to say. And I am sorry, Callum, for what I said, but it was not personal.
I don't want to like defend what you said. I do want to put that out there. I believe you did have a different meaning, but it did come out like completely wrong. So I understand where both sides are coming from in this, and like I hope you guys can end up talking about this after tribal because that got really intense. Guys, just remember we are playing a game. We're all fighting for ourselves here. We all have our own reasonings for shit, but like we are all human beings at the end of the day. Like we got to remember like what we say and like what we're doing in the moment because we could easily upset each other. And Callum, I think what he meant is like you are listening to what they're doing, you're not doing what you want to do. You know what? I think that's what he meant. I don't think he literally meant you don't have a fucking brain. So I don't believe that was like a actual personal attack. I think he just meant it as that. Like I was a little blown out of proportion, to be honest, but I get how you guys saw that 100%.
I mean, just going forward, Carson, talk later, think now isn't going to work, mate.
I just want to say that Justin is absolutely correct.
Talk now, think later.
What I meant is that you're just following Michael and Jason. I didn't mean it to attack your personal intelligence.
Which is complete bullshit.
So when have you strayed from Michael and Jason? Name a time in this game when you've done that. I wouldn't say that I've been listening to them, because a lot of the votes, which with respect, Jaremma don't really have the experience of because they hadn't been to a tribal until this point, were done as a group decision, you know, which had you have actually been to more than one tribal, you may have got that, got that sort of capacity, got that sort of, ideology. So actually, I was working alongside people to get a majority, but there wasn't, Michael and Jason, and also John and Justin, correct me if I'm wrong, but there wasn't a single time, including with the Brandon vote, which was probably one of the hardest votes I've cast all season, there wasn't a single time where I disagreed with the way that the game was going. And that was my own decision. I could quite easily, hell, if I wanted to, I could vote for any person on this tribe with the exception of JJ and not feel guilty about it, because that is me playing my own game and not following, what people think, because I am my own person. I play my own game. And if people don't like the fact, if that comes across as something different, with the greatest of respect, that really isn't my prerogative. That is on said person to who that comes across differently to. That isn't any skin off my nose, so and that's all I've got to say on that, because quite honestly, I'm pretty pissed off.
Mm-hmm. I guess I just want to say, because why not jump in, right? I do think it's like this, it's an interesting dynamic that we're arguing here. I'm hearing that like people are playing their own game, but then also that like people are Batoku strong and voting like as a group. Like those two things are, going against each other. And so it's hard for me to understand the narrative of how everyone's playing what's best for them, but then you're constantly just coming to like a group consensus. Because if Batoku was at group consensus every time, what happened to the person who got voted out? And then the next person who got voted out? Like, were they just like pushed out of the consensus? Like, I don't really understand how that happened. It's very much like a mob mentality. The idea that like, as long as you're in, you're in. And someone is controlling that, right? Like, there's no way that all five of you are just like, group polarized it, like, oh, we're just one unit. Like, someone is moving the strings, whether you feel it or not, because you're going to find yourself on the outside of that at some point, because literally you have to. Someone's going to find themselves on the outside, and then the next round, someone else is going to find themselves on the outside. So I'm confused how that narrative is existing within the same universe.
Well, it's very possible for those things to exist at the same time. Yeah, you guys existed in a world, and whether this was true or not, I don't know, where you all felt that Zach was controlling things. If that's how you guys felt on Jaremma, we created a space where everybody could have a say in terms of what was going on. We may have disagreed at the beginning as to like who should go home in what order, what should we be doing here? But it is very capable of being a strong group and coming to a consensus.
Until you vote someone out.
Voices are heard.
They're heard until final five, and one of y'all has to go. And who's that going to be?
Wonder if you'll see that.
So,
Jason, is what we're seeing tonight kind of the result of everything that's been building up across the merge?
Of course.
Or is this like just recent feelings?
I mean, eventually that there was going to be some kind of come to Jesus moment, right? If we want to call it something, right? Where all of a sudden, like, well, here we are, like you said, 7 is a pivotal point in the game, right? And like somebody wants to make a move, and you know what? Kudos to them. But it's interesting you know, the dynamic of this group, you know, if something wants to change on a dime tonight, I honestly felt like it was a Batoku thing, and we were going to go ahead and do our best to make sure that 2 Batoku were sitting at the end, because we've played this game and played hard. And the thing is like, now all of a sudden, 20 minutes before tribal, we're getting a phone call, and, you know, all of a sudden, like, somebody's dropping a bombshell on everybody. So, yeah. And I mean, Justin, I love you to pieces. You know I do. But I think that this is a silly move. I think this is silly. I think this is dead silly. Like,
I mean, that's your opinion, but I have my own.
Oh, no. I respect your own. I respect your opinion, Justin. I respect your opinion. You know I respect your opinion. You know I respect your opinion.
And I'm grateful for that, but what do you mean by true colors?
I didn't say true colors.
Someone
That
else
may have
did.
come from somewhere else. That wasn't Jason.
I know I said Callum.
Yeah, to be fair, that was me that said that, because I appreciate that you were pissed off with the vote against Zach. I appreciate that. But name me one single time since you have been back with us that we've gone against you on a vote, and name one single time actually where you weren't in an agreed consensus with us on various votes. You know.
Well, so to answer your question, that round that you guys slipped on me happened at 9. There was only one vote after that where you guys were able to like prove to me that y'all were still like with me and stuff like that. That was just one vote, and to be honest, everyone was with me. Like at the end of the day, like, y'all still gave me a reason to believe that I am at the bottom of your tribe, and I genuinely do believe so. And you can try to deny it all you want. And look, I enjoy the fight, but I'm sticking to my gut here, and gut is telling me what to do, and I believe I'm doing the right thing.
So, Callum, where do we go from here?
Honestly, Julian, that's a very good question, because right now I'm not even that sure. Because, you know, we basically got everything turned upside down at the absolute very last minute. Okay, granted, Justin was honest with us. I respect that, you know, and I appreciate that he has been busy, but, you know, 20 minutes before tribal, I mean, the game's now anyone's. It just proves that people are willing to go against tribe line, against not even tribe lines, against people that genuinely actually have their backs in order to try and further their game. When going forward, there are certain people that are going to shit on them at the first available opportunity and throw them under the bus.
Mm-hmm.
So, Nope, go ahead.
No, I'm good.
I mean, if y'all have something to say, feel free to say it. This is you guys' time.
No,
I'm just here to officiate. This is your time.
This is sponsored by Dr. Pepper.
Fair enough. So, John, is this going, like, it's sounding like there's a lot going on tonight. Is this potentially going to be the tribal that people look back on and say, that's where this game was decided?
It could be. Honestly, I feel like for me, I fear it for many ways. Like, if this goes one way, I may regret it. If I feel like any way could be a regret at Final 7, and you like never know. You just kind of have to go with your gut.
So is this decision more important than usual tonight?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so I'll open it up to you guys at this point. If anyone has anything they would like to say before we get into it, the floor is open.
Okay, I actually do have one thing to say. Callum, you did just say that, like, you're like grateful that I said something 20 minutes before. My thing is, like, at least I said something. So that's all I have to say.
No, fair enough. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, the biggest reason why we didn't say anything is because we knew for a fact that nothing was going to change your mind. There was no way that you were going to vote against that. And whilst we did want to stay Batoku strong, that was something that we knew. And that was something that, you know, we couldn't stop. There was nothing that we had control over. In our heads, we were getting out a player that could that would really threaten how, you know, it would really threaten our own games. And yes, it was about our own games, and that was one of the reasons why I voted the way that I did. But you know, with
but what about my
respect,
game?
Yeah, but
What about my game? And what about Good.
Yeah, but with respect, the reason we didn't come to you is because, you know, I don't mean this to sound horrible, but what is the point when we knew that there was absolutely, I mean, there was more chance of, you know, the Queen living till 164 than there was of us being able to convince you to vote Zach. You know, it's just a given. And the conversations that we've had after that, i.e. you and me, prove that completely. You know, so it's one of them. And that's not an attack. That's not me trying to be a dick as much as it comes across as that. And, you know.
No. I don't know. Please, I don't find this as an attack. I don't find you being a dick. But I do want y'all to know that y'all assumed that I wouldn't flip on Zach. Y'all assumed that. Y'all didn't come to me and actually prove and ask me what I would do. You assumed. Y'all just thought I would do one thing. Me and Zach might have been personally close, but that doesn't mean we didn't see eye to eye in the game. Y'all assumed something. Y'all are just so sure that you believe that I'm going to go one way, but in reality, maybe I was feeling a different way. That's on y'all. Like that's
I mean,
the thing.
The conversations we had post that kind of proved that to me, though, to be fair, mate.
The conversation we had post that, I told you when we were on call, I was close with Zach, yes, but there was also a point where I was like, I think we should blindside Zach. But did I tell y'all that? No, I did not. But also, I told you just because I was personally close to Zach does not mean that I would not vote him out. Just like this, I am personally close to Michael, but here I am writing his name down today.
I'm just gonna say, sorry, go ahead, JJ.
Mike.
No, go ahead, JJ.
It's the same narrative of like Batoku's strong just doesn't make sense in my brain, especially looking back at that round. Like, how is that a group decision if half your group didn't know about it? Like, I'm just not understanding the argument about Batoku's strong that's being made.
Two. So, me and John. Why do you think we're voting? Why do you think we're voting Michael tonight? Because we both got left out of that, and it made us pretty much feel like we were on the bottom. We were both put on the bottom for that. Remember that.
So I'm going to make my last appeal. I know it's not going to change any minds because I see how upset Justin is at the moment.
I'm not upset. I'm having a good time.
I know, and I get that. And I told you how much I regretted that vote. And I love every single relationship that I've made in this game. I've said all that I can say about saving me tonight, but I'm very prepared that in about, I don't know, we'll call it a little bit under 10 minutes. I'll be getting some wonderful shade from Zach and Brandon in a minute. So I'm ready to vote. I think we all are. I think there's nothing more that's going to be said at this point. Julie, so
I just want to say to Callum, like, I truly am sorry if my words were personal. I assure you that they weren't, but I understand they came across that way. I'll respect if I am voted out tonight. However, I will obviously be frustrated. I do think it's not smart when there is a hierarchy in Batoku, but I understand y'all have voted together a lot, except for Final Nine. Wink, wink. But yeah, I get any move made, and it is all a game. So I'm sorry for getting heated, and I apologize to Callum.
All right. A lot was said tonight. A lot was done tonight. Tensions flared. Some words were said. And now it's time to vote. Grace is going into the voting booth. As y'all know, she's currently out getting her nails done, so she's not going to be able to talk all that much. So when you get in there, just let her know what you're voting. Callum? Y'all are free to do shout-outs and whatever.
I'm going to do my shout-out to Ollie. You're great. My shout-out to Mark, Sam, Rachel Roth, of course. Logan and Nathan.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Drew and Sam. And I'm also gonna give a shout out to Rachel Ross, icon. I'm gonna give a shout out to the people in my prod chat. Shout out to everyone watching tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. It was intense. Peace.
Shout out to Sunshine. I hope the pre-jury trip was like somewhere like Amsterdam or something. Like, so you had a good time.
Shout out to the Viewers Lounge. I hope you guys are enjoying the season.
Shout out to the no people that I know out there. So again,
Shout out to Tom and Katie in my prod chat. I love you guys. Thank you. And shout out to Sam. Happy birthday yet again. I know your birthday week is continuing. Shout out to Beth. She needs to play this series, just FYI. Shout out to Beth Dibbo.
Before I send anyone else in there, I was told to ask Callum to go back in real quick. Shout out to the final 7. Y'all are killing it for have made it this far. Zach does not agree, I see. Shout out to Zach as well.
Shout out to Zach's idol.
One more round. Oh no, I just said the curse words. Oh yeah, we gotta put that in there at least once.
JJ.
Oh my god, I gotta sneeze.
Hello, everyone. I have the votes. If anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now is the time to do so.
Zach, do you want to play something? Oh, just kidding.
Like he wouldn't play it for me anyway.
I will read the votes. Carson. Michael. 1 vote Carson, 1 vote Michael. Carson. Michael. Carson. Michael. It's 3 votes Carson, 3 votes Michael, 1 vote left. And the third member of the jury. And the 12th person voted out. Michael.
Okay, so these are my parting words. I might take a little bit longer than the previous jury members have taken on their parting words. I love every single one of you guys. Carson and JJ, that includes you. I haven't gotten to talk to you nearly as much because I haven't had as much time to spend with you guys. But I am very much looking forward to, continuing to get to know you guys after this is over and everything. JJ, I especially enjoyed getting to know you before we had the tribe split when this all started and everything. I'm sorry that we ended up on the wrong side of things with this. Justin, I love you. That has not changed. I'm going home. That's fine. I'm perfectly comfortable with that. And I would like to point out that I'm going to beat Jason to crying on tribal. I love you. John, I love you too. I know we didn't talk as much. I think you were a little quieter with me, and I'm but I still love you, everything that we've done. Callum, I hope everything, I'm going to be worrying about you for the next couple of days until everything is all set in stone and everything. But just know that I'm thinking about you. Justin, I am thinking about you and your mom right now, and I'm sending you tons of love. And
don't cry, you'll set me off.
I'm already crying, so shut the fuck up. And then it's no surprise, I'm going to leave the last one here. Jason, you're the best thing that any of these games. I am so grateful that we've gotten so close, and I can't wait till this fucking quarantine is over and that we can actually hang out and get fucking drunk together and do some really stupid shit. Julian, there were a couple of moments in this game where I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I should quit. I hate everything about this right now. But I have loved every single minute of this game, and I am sure as hell going to recommend it for people, and I want to see more people play this game. And yeah, whether you like it or not, I'm on your prod crew for next time because I'm going to write the rules for the fucking challenges so that we all have a clue as to what's going on. And Grace, I love you. You are amazing. We need more strong, badass women like you in this community. So thank you. Zach, I'll talk to you in a second. So, okay, I'm out of here. Good luck. And I'm really looking forward to casting my vote for any one of you, any single one of you, because you all deserve a vote at the end. So play a hard game, and I'll talk to you when this is all over. Bye, guys.
Man.
Love you, Michael.
Michael.
Love
It's been
you.
an absolute joy to host. Thank you so much for playing. Unfortunately, the tribe has spoken.
I'm about to take myself out. You're not kicking my ass out.
I'm free to go.
Bye.
A lot of words were said. A lot happened tonight. And at the end of it, we saw one of the biggest players of the season taken out. There's 6 of you left.